Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Had none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Had none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that I
Here's to the challengers, the ones who don't just settle for decent ELO, but hunger for something more. The ones who don't just queue for another match, but prepare for war. You can doubt them, overlook them, count them out, but you can't stop them.
Right now, I'm with Dupree, who I can see has got tears.
Because they're the ones who practice while others sleep, strategize while others joke, and climb while others stand still. They feel the pressure, the nerves, the weight of every round, but they embrace it. While others play for fun, they play for legacy. Because in this game, every official matters. Every round has a story, and every player has a choice to stay in the comfort of matchmaking or to take the leap.
Let's go.
This is ESEA League, where challengers take their first step.
Welcome to another evening of ESEA League Season 54. I'm going to be your host for the night, JRT, and we've got three very interesting matchups coming your way. Some of them, I think one of them might have playoff implications, but a couple of them may not. More so for bragging rights and trying to find your groove, I would say, more often than not. And that first one, definitely one where the playoff implications may not be there. We're going to start with ENE Academy versus 1-1. We'll just call them one, I guess. So there's 2-1, or are they two? Anyway, no, just kidding. But that's our first matchup, and we have that on your screen right there. I will talk about that in a second, but second matchup is Last Pug versus Skeeb Clan in ESEA Main, and then CHAOZ Esports versus the Gentlemen in ESEA Intermediate. That's our schedule for today. We'll probably jump into that Last Pug versus Skeeb Clan match in the middle of it because it's starting in about 30 minutes, and this one is going to start in any minute now. We should be getting into the action. But yeah, ENE Academy versus 1. As you guys can see, 3-7 records. It hasn't been that great for them in NA Open 9-10, but you know what? You got to start somewhere. And a lot of these teams, I think if you're looking at historically how many seasons that they've played, one, it's their first season, right? It's their first season as a unit, so you kind of expect, it might be a little bit of a rocky road. And it has been. I think a lot of their matches, unfortunately, have been forfeit losses. I think they have a forfeit win in the mix as well. So I guess they just haven't been able to, field their 5 players a lot of the time, which can happen. Life happens, and hopefully they'll get it all sorted out. They're certainly able to play tonight, which is good, up against another 3-7 team, ENE Academy, who I believe have been playing for a little bit longer. Yeah, they've got a few other seasons under their belt. I think it might have been under different players, but they played Season 50, Season 51, Season 52, and now this Season 54 did not play in Season 53. In Season 52 wasn't bad, 6-8, but it wasn't good enough to make the playoffs, of course. And then the last time they were in the playoffs was in Season 51, where they had a 10-4 record and a 3-1 record in the playoffs, which wasn't too shabby. I believe the team was a little bit different. I'm just double checking that again. Oh no, still had similar players. So yeah, I mean, Johnny High was there, at least in Nanda Mac as well. I'm going to highlight them in a little bit. But yeah, no, I think ENE Academy obviously wants to have a little bit more success. And this is always one of those matchups where, like I said, there's no playoff implications, but it's good to get your feet under you and test the waters and try new things, right? Leading into next season, which is going to be starting up as soon as this one, or shortly after this one ends. And that's what these players have to look forward to. But yeah, as I was saying, Johnny High over the last 2 matches, at least that previous matchup up against Remnant, he was looking very good. 18 frags, 82.9 ADR. Unfortunately for them, it was a losing effort, but still, you had those strong performances from himself, and then Ferris behind him at 17-14 and an 84 ADR. And then in the match before that, it was Nandamac. I mean, Johnny High still played well. He had 13 frags, and I mean, ADR wasn't as great, but it was Nandamac at the top with 17 frags and an ADR of 70.52. Actually, I take that back. Johnny High did have an ADR of 78.3, actually led the team in ADR, so still doing the damage as you would expect him to do. I believe he's taking a lot of those entry duels. So yeah, I mean, overall, ENE Academy, a team that has had some consistency in terms of their roster, is one that was hoping to find a better season this time, but not really happening. And on the other side, you have an entirely different story. As I mentioned, a team that unfortunately hasn't been able to play that many officials, had a lot of forfeits that come through. But if you look at the players that have been standing out, Pig 8 is one of them. In the previous matchup up against Gilman Trap, again, unfortunately for them, a loss, he popped off 28-15, which is unfortunate, right? Whenever you have a pop-off match like that, and then you end up losing, it just feels so deflating. But at the same time, you can be like, well, you know, did our best, and let's build off of that, and hopefully the numbers will lead to a win next time. But yeah, 28-15, 104.6 ADR, and a KDR of 1.87. Very good for Pig 8. And I think also, is it CX or man? I'm just double checking my notes here, guys. Yeah, CXXX, CXXX, we'll call him. 16 frags in the previous matchup against Kluin. Again, unfortunately, an 8-13 loss for them, but also had an ADR of 54.6, which wasn't that great, but he was able to at least rack up some frags. You know, if you look at the top ADR players, actually Sushi Fan at 90.9. So, you know, I mean, as I mentioned, on these teams, sometimes you have these players that are going to go for entries. I believe Sushi Fan is sometimes one of them. But if you're looking at a #1 player to watch, it is absolutely Pig 8 on this one side. I'm tempted to call them 1-1 the whole time just because it's so kind of ridiculous, but maybe I don't know. I'll mix things up, guys. I'll keep it fun and spicy. But yeah, so 1-1, starting their season, starting for their first season in season 54. Not necessarily the greatest results, but, you know, obviously going into this one, they're going to hope to build off of something and keep things going. Let's talk about your journey throughout ESEA League. You know, we'll bring that graphic on screen for you guys so you understand what it means. Where we are at right now in this matchup is at the bottom. You see ESEA Open, right? Open 9-10. There's different levels of Open, but right now this is one of the higher ones at Open 9-10. Then you go into Entry. After that is Intermediate, which will have an Intermediate match at the end of the day. And then we'll have a main match right after this one. We'll probably jump into that one in the middle of it. Advanced, and then LAN at DreamHack and ESL Pro League. There's also, of course, the Open Qualifiers, which will be ESEA Elite, and that can lead to ESL Challenger League, right? So you have your path to Challenger League, which you can get qualifications for by playing through, I believe, mostly in Advanced is where you're going to get those qualifications, and then you get a chance to play in one of the top 16 teams in ESEA Elite for an opportunity to play in Challenger League. And then there's the path to Pro League through LAN at DreamHack, and there's also the ESL Pro League qualifier that I believe will be happening. So there's a lot of different paths for you to move up, but this is your key. You got to start somewhere, and Open 9-10 or Open in general is where you start. Let's check out the video, guys, and see what map we're going to end up on. I'm imagining Mirage, probably. Let's see. Oh, I'm not going to see it yet. We'll get the veto in here. And no, not Mirage. Okay, Train. Mirage is banned right away. What am I saying? Train is going to come through. I think I was thinking of another one of the matchups, but interesting. I mean, Train, obviously one of the newer additions, quote unquote, to the map pool, overpassed the newest one over the last month, but it's going to be curious to see how these teams deploy. I think Train is a map where utility is obviously super important on CT side, and deploying it into TCon, you have to stop those quick pushes. I think at lower levels, the quick pushes can be a little more lethal on T side, especially if the protocols aren't in place for that utility, which sometimes they're not. And that's really what you're learning once you get into Open, is like getting your utility on point and everything like that, and making sure that you're able to execute it as flawlessly as possible. Obviously, you got to start somewhere. You're going to make mistakes, and that's normal, but this is where you make those mistakes, you learn, and you get better and better. And the team that can execute their utility the best is probably going to be the one that'll find a lot of success in Open. Of course, mechanical skill becomes a key factor as well at the lower levels of Counter-Strike, but you can't underestimate how much utility will come into play. So let's see if both these teams will be able to find something here on this first map of Train. I believe we will be ready to go in just a few moments, guys. I'm waiting to hear if there's any delays that'll be coming through. But just looking at the previous two matchups that these teams have played, it was on, should start soon, guys, I'm hearing. But anyway, it was on Ancient and Overpass, the previous two matches for one. And then on the ENE Academy side, it was Nuke and Dust 2. So it's interesting to see both these teams opt for Train, where it hasn't necessarily been a map that both these teams have been trying to play lately. I've seen everything but Train pretty much. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the results will end up being, and obviously those players to watch. As I mentioned to you, Pig 8 on the side of 1, and over on ENE Academy, I did highlight 2. I did highlight Nanda Mac and Johnny High, but I would say if you want to pick one in particular, probably Johnny High. He's also got the highest elo as well at 2171 and face at rank of 10. And actually, if you look at the comparison between the two squads, I think he might be one of the highest. Period. Yeah, I mean, you do have CXXX and Sushi Fan who are sitting at 10, and Man Out. I don't think Matt Bout is playing. We'll have to double check and see that. Obviously, you get into the server. There's one thing at the open level is there's a lot of players on the roster. As we are going back to camps, I just realized actually that ESEA Academy played Clue-In, which features some casters and people I've worked with before. Exner, who I casted with earlier today, beat ESEA Academy 13-8 here in Open 9-10. And then you have Osodank, who's admin in ESEA, who everyone knows Osodank, of course. I don't know if he was playing in that matchup. Now I'm going to look, because I was only focusing on the ESEA Academy stats, and now I just realized, wait a second, I know these guys. So who played in that match? We're looking at... Oh, guys, we have an update. Unfortunately, we have a forfeit. One will not be playing. And this is what I was talking about. No, guys, why aren't you playing? You have a chance to be casted. Why would you forfeit? No. Oh, well. So, ESEA Academy are going to win by default here. That is very, very sad. But it happens. As I mentioned, life happens. And I guess these guys couldn't field a full team. I will... Again, I want to look and see if any of the players that... Okay, so none of those players that I know and cast with and work with were playing in that matchup against ESEA Academy, but it's okay. All right, well, that one's a wash. Not sure if we're going to take a quick break here, guys, or not, because I think we have a bit of time until that next one. But, okay, I'm hearing we will take a bit of a break, guys, so we'll be back in about... Are we still here? I think... Okay, we're going to put on the next match, just talk about it a bit, and then we'll take a break afterwards. But yeah, Skeeb Clan up against Last Pug. Both teams sitting at 4-5, so playoffs not, I don't believe, out of the picture just yet. Both teams, this will be a very important match for them actually going into it, so... That's going to be an interesting one. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to check out and load up my notes for this one. And yeah, as I suspected, I think both these teams have been playing for a decent period of time. You know, at least on the Skeeb Clan side, they played the last two seasons. They played in Season 47, but I'm not going to look at that because it's been so long ago. Season 53 results were pretty good. 9-5, made the playoffs. 5-2 in the playoffs as well. So they had a decent run. And here, sitting at 4-5, very much still in the playoff picture. And then you look over at the Last Pug side. They've been playing since Season 47. And it's not just like Season 47 is an outlier. It's Season 47 to Season 54 without missing a beat. And if you look at the last season's result, 7-7, did miss the playoffs. But again, they have a chance to try and get there here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll break things down a little bit more for you once we get back.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
We're not the only ones. 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 Days gone. I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness. It won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Heads down. They will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness. It will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Back to you.
Yeah.
La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom, 'cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And that I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. You feel like something new, you feel like something, you feel like something new, you feel like something. Don't just stop it, doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you, feel like something new. Yeah, got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanted. Never thought that never thought that never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanted. Never thought that
Here's to the challengers. The ones who don't just settle for decent elo, but hunger for something more. The ones who don't just queue for another match, but prepare for war. You can doubt them, overlook them, count them out, but you can't stop them.
Now I'm with Dupree, who I can see has got tears.
Because they're the ones who practice while others sleep, strategize while others joke, and climb while others stand still. They feel the pressure, the nerves, the weight of every round, but they embrace it. While others play for fun, they play for legacy. Because in this game, every official matters. Every round has a story, and every player has a choice to stay in the comfort of matchmaking or to take the leap.
Let's go, Hugh.
This is ESEA League, where challengers take their first step.
Welcome back again to ESEA League Season 54. We're now ready to get our evening started here. I'll be your host, JRT, and we've got ESEA Main to kick things off, and after that we'll have ESEA Intermediate. And the main matchup is an interesting one. As I kind of highlighted before we went to break, Skeeb Clan up against Last Pug. Both of these teams, playoff implications now, sitting at 4-5. They want to get to that 500 record and then find themselves a little bit of a mini win streak heading into the tail end of the season so they can qualify for those playoffs and then have a chance, of course, of making advanced. That is their ultimate goal. Get to advanced, and then you have a very good shot of either getting into that open qualifier to get into ESL Challenger League, the ESEA Elite qualifier, or maybe you can play at the LAN and get a chance to play in ESL Pro League, and of course the ESL Pro League qualifier. There's so many opportunities that open up to you once you hit advanced. So that is obviously the goal, and you can see it here on your screens. Before we were going to do Open 9-10, but now we've jumped up 3 levels up to main, and then that advanced level is really highly touted. That's when you really start to establish yourselves as a team that can compete with the best of them. We've seen, a lot of advanced teams look interesting. Life's a Game looking good lately. Did make a change, changing up Brett for DJ. And then DJ leaving Might, who actually were looking good too, but now Might no longer exists because, they had to make that change. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is those two teams were competing at a high level up against ECL teams and sometimes finding wins. So as I said, once you get to advance, you really get those reps in, you get a chance to perhaps even get invited to events that you might not in the main level. So it's really cool. And I think that's where you might be discovered a little bit more. So this is the chance for both these teams to perhaps take that next step to finding their way into advance. But I do want to highlight a few players from each side of the server, and I did mention last season for Skeeb, season 53 qualified for the playoffs 9-5 and went 5-2 in their playoff run in playoff bracket A, so that's pretty solid, honestly. Last season was not a playoff run for Last Pug. They went 7-7, so they're hoping to change that here in season 54. Talking about Skeeb Clan, we'll focus in on them first, and the players to watch there: Captain Lindquist, I would say, and CS Captain as well. In the last matchup, it was actually CS Captain who was looking pretty strong, 24 frags and 85.93 ADR, although Val did step up to the plate and deliver a very nice individual performance with 26 frags and 87 ADR. Captain Lindquist and CS Captain were right behind him at 24 and 21 frags, respectively. And then you look at the match before that, that's when Captain Lindquist and CS Captain were at the top, combining for 48 frags, and leading the charge in terms of ADR was CS Captain at 82.97. So I would say those are your two guys to keep an eye out for as we move into the action here. And then on the other side, on Last Pug, Pibby and Spud are maybe Doob as well, like those three, but Pibby and Spud at the top. Pibby in the last matchup was sitting at 18 frags, and then Spud at 19. I believe that wasn't a win. Yes, 13-8 over No Tolerance. And you saw there that top ADR player ended up being Doob, though, and that's why I said he's still a player to watch, because he does do a lot of damage. 90.05 ADR in that one. And he was close to being, well, not close to being top, he was second, but still had a very good ADR in the previous matchup of 103.8, but it was actually Pibby who absolutely popped off. 24 and 15, 129.7 ADR in a 13-7 win against Pro Laps. What a name. What some of these names, guys. You always get me with these names in intermediate and main, even in open. But yeah, if you look at that, they've got a 2-game win streak, right? So in fact, over their last 6, they've won 4 of their last 6 matches. So that's really, really solid on their side. And then you look over at Skeeb Clan, I believe it's a similar story for them, sort of. Yeah, over the last 3, they won 2 of the last 3. So against Type She and One Arm. Sorry. Every time I see these names, it always cracks me up. You guys are incredible. That's what I love about casting these, honestly, is we get cool nicknames in server. We get cool names, very creative stuff coming through as the team names as well. So yeah, always entertaining, I would say. Let's check out and see if we have the veto yet. We'll bring that up and we can discuss what maps we'll end up on and if it follows any type of trend for these two teams as of late. We will be ending up on Nuke, which was a match that Skeeb Clan did play and lose on against 311, which was a 13-16 overtime loss, but still had some good numbers, obviously, because they played well. And anytime you get to overtime, you know, it could go either way, and ended up going the way of 311 that time. And then you look over on the other side. Actually, just to note as well, in the previous matchup, Skeeb Clan played also overtime on Train, winning that time 16-14. So yeah, lots of OTs. Maybe we're going to be in for one today. And then on the other side, I believe Nuke was played as well. No, excuse me. It was Ancient and Dust 2, the last 2 maps for Last Bug. So maybe a little bit more familiar territory here for Skeeb Clan. We'll have to wait and see, as the last 2 maps were, of course, as already mentioned, wins for Last Bug. All right, well, I believe everything is getting set up. I'm just waiting for an update to hear when we're going to jump into the server. Checking out chat here, as I want to know what you guys are cheering for. Who's going for which team? We got, I think, Nathan, I'm assuming, is the name, NTHN, but good evening to you, Nathan. And who are you cheering for? I'm assuming Skeeb Clan. As he said, Skeeblers. And we have my glorious Skeeb leader from Blaze 2K. So we got a lot of Skeeb fans in here. Captain and Linquist mentioned. Yeah, they're looking good, guys. Got to keep an eye on only Captain Linquist, as Rona was here. There we go. Got that one right, eventually. Oh my god. I love Prolapse, says Rona was here. All right, and some other interesting comments in chat. But if you guys have anything you want to say, anyone you want to cheer for, please let me know now. It looks like I heard we were going to have 2 minutes until we're into the server and getting started with this match. So that's going to be pretty exciting to see. Honestly, I like that there's so many playoff implications here. And then the last match we're going to have is CHAOZ Esports versus the Gentlemen. The Gentlemen in ESEA Intermediate. And whoa. Just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek at that one, and it's actually going to be another one that should be interesting in terms of playoffs, because you have CHAOZ Esports sitting at 6-3, and then the Gentlemen at 5-4, and that means that both those teams are very much in the mix. In fact, CHAOZ Esports is trying to lock in that playoff spot. There you go, got it on your screen. Yeah, so I'm very excited to cast these next 2 matches. It's unfortunate we couldn't get the Open 9-10 match, even though there were no playoff implications there. There was a chance to like see what the level of play was for both of those teams, and I think one, unfortunately, I saw a lot of forfeits on their side, and I think that perhaps they're either reforming a new team, or they've just lost the ability to play with the 5 that they walked into the season with, which happens. You know, it was their first season as a squad, and I guess it just didn't work out for them. But it's an entirely different story for the next 4 teams that we've got coming at you, so don't you worry. I think we're going to get some very interesting matchups, and I think what's also quite promising is that we've had some close affairs, especially in this main matchup that we're going to be covering in just a few moments. All that said, let's lock in. Let's lock in to this ESEA main matchup, where these 2 teams are fighting for a chance at playoffs and then an opportunity to move up into advanced. It's always, you know, playing at these levels, and I used to follow, I mean, now I've been casting a lot more Challenger League and doing some of the Tier 2 and Tier 1.5 events, but When I first started many years ago, what was fun was following the teams and seeing them succeed and move up from main to advanced or intermediate to main. And it's always exciting. Like you can feel the excitement and the energy from the players, because, you know, when you move up a level, it's like, yeah, now let's go. You know, we're making our way up towards potentially making it to Challenger League or Pro League, right? So I think that's what's super fun, and it's always a thrill to achieve it with people who you've played alongside with for the entire season, right? We're going to the knife round now. All right, enough blabbing from me. I don't know either team. I'm just happy to be here, says Donnie on. All right, cool. Spud and Pibby will humble them. All right, we'll see. Skeeb are nuke gods. That is an interesting statement. All right, knife round's over. Skeeb winning it. They start on CT side. And... unfortunately, the server's having a few issues, so we'll get back to that. I can read a bit more of the chat now. Last pug, easy peasy. All right, we got some back and forth banter from fans of both sides. And I hear footsteps. All right, we're into the action. Zeller's gone. He's not here. No damage done. I don't know if we're just going to restart. No, we're playing. Okay, cool. Doob is going to get the opener onto CHAOZ. Spud. Oh, finds two, and then Pibby a follow-up. Despite losing Zeller, it doesn't even matter. They still manage to deal the blows here. Do last pug. CS captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Getting the frag onto Doob. What else can he do? Very literal name here. Captain in CS. Spud gonna take care of business though. 3K for him, 1-0 for last pug. And they're gonna call a tactical timeout because they want Zeller to get back in here. That's crazy though, to see them just play on. They had the opportunity to say, okay, not live, no damage was done. But they said, we were so confident we're gonna beat you in a 4v5, and they did. That's got to hurt the feelings of Skeeb Clan a little bit. Saying they don't even care that they lost a player, but Zeller should be back very shortly. I believe Zeller did not compete in the last match. I'm just going to double check that here, guys. Or I think I'm incorrect on that one. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Are they still playing 4v5? They are. Oh, Zeller's here. Might just be the HUD that's not updated, but either way, it is. Prodigy, Zeller, Doob, and Prodigy taking care of business here on the anti-eco. 2-0 for last pug. Okay, yeah, so I am correct. It was not Zeller on the server in the previous matchup. Joe Bots was there instead. And in the one before that, it was also Joe Bots. So a bit of a sub coming through here in Zeller. We'll see how that goes. On the other side, Cyborg, Captain Linguist, CS Captain. We got two captains, Val and Sauza. Those five still playing together here for this one. Zeller's gone again. This is going to be problematic for last pug if they keep losing their fifth to a disconnect. But luckily for them, they already had a frag before that. So it ends up being even numbers at a 4v4. Not even health, though. Spud taking a lot of damage, down to 19 HP. Still hasn't died, leads the server. On the other side, we'll see Captain Linquist, if he can step up. Has been very effective for them in the past. Nade gonna sail through. Pibby takes that to the chin. CS Captain, what can you do? Well, it's Captain Linquist, the other captain, taking care of business as he trades out CS Captain. Prodigy, we get two back and forth we go. Still even numbers. Linquist hanging around in heaven, and Val hoping to support from Hut. That is not where he wanted to throw that Molotov. I assure you, it doesn't matter anyway. As Val, oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, Prodigy. I hope I'm laughing with you, because you just hit the silo twice with 2 different pieces of utility. 3-0 in favor of Last Bug. Look, it happens. It happens. Nothing you can do. I think what's more impressive for Last Bug is they've been playing 4v5 for the majority of this one, and they're still up 3-0. And that was a buy round for Skeeb Clan. And, you know, I mean, all jokes aside, a lot of the time it's hard to judge your utility, especially if you're still trying to practice it and get it to be methodical or muscle in your muscle memory, so you don't have to think about it too much. You catch those edges, and Counter-Strike's weird like that. Your crosshair can be over the edge and clearly not in a position where it's going to hit it, but the util still will, so you have to leave a little bit of a buffer zone, and it's just a matter of practicing and learning it. We do have a technical pause coming through. Prodigy's back's gonna hurt after this one, says Lord Tuba. Yeah, he's playing pretty well so far. Doing pretty solid. Oh my god, it's a celebrity. Go Doob, love you. But, oh, Doob's mom! I wonder if it's actually Doob's mom, though. There are a lot of esports moms supporting, I'm assuming it is. Especially at, if you look at even at the pro level and then Challenger League level, like Hext on NRG's mom is always there. Walco, who's now playing, I believe, with Blue Jays. His mom's always there as well. It's always great to see the parents supporting their kids, because this is a legitimate chance at having a career, right? It's not, there's money on the table here. It's not the way it was when I was a kid, when there was nothing. So I was playing professionally, purely out of the passion for the game. I mean, I quote-unquote professionally. I was never at a level that I would consider that. But I did, I think I made it to Cal Invite one time, so there you go. You guys know what Cal League is. Shout out to you. You are probably as old as I am or near it. Very long time ago. And you won't know my age. You can look it up if you want to, but I won't tell you. It's a secret. Round number 4. Zeller's back, folks. Hopefully, permanently. He's going to go for some spam towards outer yard. Trying to track down one into heaven. Will get it. All right, Zeller already having impact as soon as he's back in the server. Obviously, just the pistols on the other side for Skeeb Clan as they're going for the eco. But, I mean, all this space gained in towards lower. Sausa hoping to deny. I think that's a 5.7 case hardened. Could be one of the newer skins as well, but either way, looking good. Lots of blue on that. Sausa doesn't care about the skin, though. He's trying to get that frag, and he does get one, but Zeller trades him out immediately. What can you do, Captain Lindquist, as your team is falling like dominoes? He is potentially in a position here to deal with a plant, but as I say, that last pug are rotating up to the A site. So A will be the final destination. Captain Lindquist and Cyborg may just have to watch from the sidelines unless they just want to try and get frags, which they do, and they won't. At least they won't. Cyborg will not. Free pistol upgrade for Prodigy. Grabs that off the ground, looking for a 9-0 scoreline. Timing would have been there if he kept pursuing that angle, but instead turns around and says, you know what, Captain Lindquist, I want you to come right into my cross. And he does! Prodigy will find that frag, and indeed will be 9-0. Looking strong here to kick things off. And Prodigy, over on the last pug's side, if you're looking at his numbers in the last map, actually was at the bottom of the score sheet, right? And that happens sometimes. You're not always going to have your best performances. It was Pibby and Spud, which I already highlighted, and Doob as well. But he only had those 10 frags and a 67.6 ADR, but he's already only one away from that 10 frag mark. Excuse me, that was in the not the last match, but the previous one. Before that one. He had 14 in the last one. Still, though, I mean, this is quite a performance from him. As the opener goes the way of Last Pug again. Skeeb Clan just can't really get any rhythm on their CT side, and that is problematic on a map that does lean heavily towards that CT side. Maybe not as much as it used to, but with the new meta, the way it's developing is, okay, Spud. But he gets CS Captain, who doesn't realize he's worked his way into Secret. Prodigy, what do you got? Another frag for Last Pug. Captain Lindquist hoping to pop off with the AWP. She finally has in his hands, does get one, but he's taken away from that position thanks to the util. Sausa and Captain Lindquist take care of Spud. as that bomb goes down. The problem is they're so far removed from the bomb site, even with this util and everything. The pathing back in, clearing all your angles. Sometimes on nuke, you end up in spots where you're like, well, the bomb is just planted, but we have literally no path back into the bomb site. So they're just going to save the guns. At least some damage done towards Last Pug by Ski Clan in this round. But economy-wise, it's kind of a moot point. Last Pug have built up so much bank. We all know that guy who played Caline 1.6. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, that was me. At some point. 1.6. I played before that. I played back in the beta days. Like, I think I started in beta 3. If you guys don't know that betas existed, then you can go look it up, because that's exactly when I started. I remember, oh my god. Every time I do this, guys, and you start talking about 1.6, or I start talking about I started it, I always go back and think I was on a 56K modem. You guys probably aren't old enough to have used that. This old modem, I had to use dial-up. I had to make sure my parents weren't on the phone and connect to the internet. All those weird noises that the modem made. And then I ended up playing, and I couldn't even play Counter-Strike because my ping was 1,000. That's how bad my phone line was. And then one day they came to repair some static on the phone line, and I could play. I had 180 ping, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled with 180 ping, guys. Now that would be considered a travesty. But I was happy. Netcode was pretty good back then. People cared about making it optimized for 56K modes. We have another disconnect here, I think. Maybe it's going to be back. Okay, we're back. We're back. But, yeah. That was a great day. I remember I played Dust 2. I thought I was the best player ever. I was hiding behind, or Dust 1, actually. Dust 1 in the tunnels behind the box. I'll never forget this. I tell this story all the time. I was sitting behind the box. I thought I was like the smartest person ever, and I was going to get all the kills. I died 20 times in a row. It was my first time playing. Just the most punishing. And at that point, I'm like, oh, there's a very high ceiling to this game, and I am hooked. And it's been 2 decades now or more that I've been playing Counter-Strike and casting it. Well, yeah, actually, both of them. Anyway, CHAOZ, back and forth. Enough about me. Let's get into the action here. 2v2 now. Spud and Prodigy up against Captain Lindquist and Val. Molotov going to get tossed into heaven. Val has the bomb at his feet. Throws the smoke up into hut. Flashbang as well. Oh, Spud's blinded. But he knows that Val is here now. At least he should. Val won't get the jump on him at all. Spud had the beat. And we'll get the frag. Captain Lindquist. AWP over in heaven. Molotov going to get tossed in. Oh, Captain Lindquist is blind. Just jumps down and says, well, I'm going to do my best here. 1 minute left on the clock. Spud should be able to get this. No, it's actually Prodigy who finds it. 12-1 for Prodigy and 6-0 in favor of Last Pug here on Nuke on their T side. So we get ready for round number 7. And guys, we're in ESEA main right now. Both these teams hunting for their 5th win on the season to go 5-5 and a chance to go above that 500 record and make the playoffs. Ultimately, that's the goal for both these teams. I'm fairly certain that one of them will, just based on previous results and the last season's results. Question is, which one? Ski Clan's been there before. And on the Last Pug side, they missed out last season with a 7-7 record, but if this match is anything to go by, they're not looking too shabby, and not forgetting that's a 2-game win streak that they're riding right now. $180 ping, I forfeit. Yeah, back then it was amazing. Like it was like, yeah, let's go. Cable modems didn't exist, so you get 180 ping, you're looking pretty even across the board. Ah, man, I'm feeling so nostalgic for that now, even though it was just terrible. Anyway, Val, gonna go out here, gets one, only one. Prodigy, we'll trade it out immediately. 4v3 in favor of Ski Clan, so a man advantage finally for them. Be great if they could convert this round. Prodigy has been an absolute demon, though. Looking for his 14th onto Cyborg, is holding the line. Should have this. There's a shadow advantage. And he will finish off the frag. Doob and Spud, the 2 top performers as of late for Last Pug. are going to try and pull this one back. They do get CS Captain, but it costs Spud a ton of health. Ooh, is that 2 Molotovs thrown for heaven? It is. They didn't have to do that, but hey, Spud's just going to get the frags anyway. CHAOZ gone. 2v2. Doob plants the bomb. This was a 2v4, folks, and it's been pulled back to a 2v2. Captain Lindquist hoping to time it right up the vent. Cyborg. Oh, did he see Spud? I think he did. I think he realized it now. Needs to connect with the bullets. Can't do it, and now Captain Lindquist is gone as well. Doob and Spud from a 2v4 to a 2v1. Cyborg, last one standing, will get Spud to make it a 1v1. Smoke onto the bomb. Trying to stick it. Doob has to realize this. Spamming the smoke. Won't connect on the body just yet. Cyborg looks like he's going to have it. A full 10-second defusal comes through. And there is the first round, finally, for Skeeb. The Skeeb clan. Wow. Eighth round of play. Gearing up for that. I mean, look, that was a fantastic effort from Spud and Doob, and they almost got it. Just that one smoke is the difference maker. And if you have the nade still, if there's a nade on the ground or something, you can just throw that right into the smoke and break it away. And find that diffuser easily, but it wasn't available. Try for the spam, not gonna do it. So Skeeb Clan obviously hoping to build off of that. The problem for them is that they're gonna continually face off against these rifles for last pug, at least for another couple of rounds, even if they're winning. Just because of that bank that was built up and how clean those victories were for last pug in the early moments of this map. Zeller will take an opening fight with Cyborg. Oh, Cyborg tries to thread the needle and can't. He's gonna get caught here on the fadeaway. The util is good to force him back, but he's still alive, so that's the good news. Throws the smoke towards that single door. Now double doors open, and he loses the fight to Cyborg. There's a lot of action happening on the map, though, and as it stands, we're sitting at a 4v4. CHAOZ waiting it up for B, punishes, they don't clear him at all. CHAOZ almost gets that second one as well. Spud still delivering on the low HP, but now he does fall as well. Doob, 1v3, gets the first. Needs to take a couple more steps to clutch out this round. 40 seconds left on the clock, and he's going the long way around. The bomb is down. Skeeb Clan are going to see that. They're hunting for Doob. Doob, oh, looking the wrong way. That's going to cost him. There it is. Val collecting a 3K for Val on the round. And I did mention Val had a fantastic performance in their previous matchup. Looking at the numbers, 26 frags and 87 ADR. So perhaps Val can channel some of that energy from the previous match into this one on Nuke. It's already a bit rough on CT side when you're giving up 6 rounds to T side. Usually you want to go out with a winning record when you switch sides, but hey, better to get something than nothing, I always say. Cyborg, bit of spam through that smoke. And Salsa. See if he's got some salsa or saucy plays for us here. Ibby and Spud. Just hanging around. A bit of a slower pace to this round. There's that smoke for Big Garage. Spud, what you got? Nothing yet. Skeeb Clan trying to play it a little more passively here, although they do have Cyborg watching outside. Oh, Cyborg gets the spot and the frag on towards Spud. That's one of the bigger pieces gone. Prodigy, though, the biggest prize to be had. 13-3 so far. He's looking to work his way through Squeaky Door. See his captain. MP9 above hut. Captain Lindquist going to get that frag on a Zeller, and Captain finds Prodigy. All right, Skeeb Clan well on their way to a third in a row and a recovery here on Nuke. Ibby. AK in hand, and nothing available. A clean sweep coming through from Skeeb Clan. 2 for CHAOZ as well. who does have a nice round for himself, as he was highlighted at the beginning of it. 8-7 record at the top of the scoreboard for his squad, and helping contribute to this run of rounds. Last Pug still have money, but it's not as much as they were hoping for heading into this round. It will lead to a decent buy-up. You have a couple of players, Doob and Prodigy, still with 1.7 and 1.9k respectively. But should they lose here, especially without a bomb plant, probably get on eco in the next. But Doob will get the opener. CHAOZ the instant trade. They're going to try to pressure even further. Captain Lindquist supporting from the heavens. Raining down bullets upon this last Pug squad. 2k for him, 2 for CHAOZ. Pibby, 1v4 turned into a 1v3, but he's got a very tall task ahead of him with only a Mac 10 in hand and a flashbang available in terms of util. Watching from up high and throwing the util was Val. That's what results in the frag, so now a 1v2. There's no way, no way you expect Captain Lindquist to still be there, and Pibby will get punished. 3k for Captain Lindquist, and a 4th round in a row for Skeeb Clan. We've got a match on our hands, folks. Not going to be a blowout in favor of Last Pug. All right, let's get started here. Round number 11. Both captains guarding the A site for Skeeb Clan. Last Pug hoping to find some sort of rhythm into this round. I mean, the full loss bonus has helped them out to get a buy up here. 3 AKs, the Galil, and the Mac 10. And with that full loss bonus and a bomb plant, they can continue to string together these buys. And of course, they're not going to have a choice in that next round anyway. They have to force up as it's the last round of the half coming up. But they're hoping to get a round victory here so that it won't be as dire of a situation. Captain Lindquist, he's got other plans. Strings together a 2k. Prodigy and Zeller gone. Pibby gets one back. Now Captain Lindquist alone, and he can't get anything else. Brought back down to even numbers as Doob will get caught out towards outer yard. That leaves it up to Pibby and Spud. Rolling into the B site, unaware of CHAOZ's presence. Molotov toss, but that will not really disrupt CHAOZ at all. Opens the door, takes care of the bomb planter, and the bomb doesn't even go down. Now it's all up to Pibby, and Skeeb Clan are swarming around the bomb site. Pibby uses his nade, still has a flashbang, but that's not going to come into play. He has to do it with the bullets and will not be able to. CS Captain shuts the door. A 5th round secured for Skeeb Clan. That's 5 in a row to answer to Last Pug, 6 in a row to kick off their T side. Still, I mean, regardless of the fact that this is a very nice recovery for Skeeb Clan, Last Pug with 6 rounds T side, not too shabby. Already said that before. So I think if they have a solid start to their CT side, they could find the victory here in this ESEA main match. A reminder, folks, this is a BO1, no BO3. One and done. Smokes rain out here. CHAOZ getting ready to break it. Oh, Cyborg was thinking about it as well, but with CHAOZ throwing that, it actually benefits Last Pug. We get a couple here. Pibby and Prodigy will find it, but CHAOZ is still standing on his head, delivering 2 on back. That's his 12th and 13th frag on the map. Finally falls to Zeller's Galil, but the frag continues to be traded back and forth here. Who will gain that edge? It looks like it's going to be Last Pug, at least for the moment. 2v1. Captain Lindquist, who's had multi-kill rounds leading up to this point, will need one of his biggest yet to bring a tied scoreline into that second half. Bomb on the back of Zeller. He's already got 2, had some connection issues in the early moments of the match, but now settling into things. Captain Lindquist. The A1S in his hands. Couple of pieces of util, kit, 5-7. He is stocked up and ready to attempt this clutch. Zeller and Doob, 30 seconds left now. They're going to give their position away with that util, so that's a bit of an advantage for Captain Lindquist, just playing anti-flash at this point. Although no flashes were tossed. Do they clear high? They don't? Oh, they finally do. Zeller flicks up as he spots Captain Lindquist out of the corner of his eye, and it will be a 7-5 lead for Last Pug heading into the second half. So a little bit of a recovery at the end for Last Pug will help them maintain their lead, and that's still a very solid half for them, regardless of the fact that Ski Clan pulled off 5 in a row. 7-5, T-side, you take that to the bank every single time on Nuke. Now we'll see what they have on their CT side. Perhaps a pistol round to kick things off and maybe go and convert off of that. Would be pretty potent for them. Ski Clan, I mean, look, they've won 5 of the last 6, so if any team's got a little bit of momentum on their side, it's certainly them. Zeller, oh, gushed immediately, but Prodigy is here! He's on the scene, folks! A 4K with the USP, all headshots all the time. Cyborg, last one standing. Maybe they're going to let Prodigy try for the ace here. They are, and he gets it! Prodigy with all 5 frags here for Last Pug in the opening round. He's up to 19 on the board here, and an 8-5 lead for Last Pug. That is a big pistol round for them to take, to try and capitalize off the lead they built up on that T side. Well done, Prodigy. All right, round number 14. How do you respond to that, Ski Clan? We are seeing in the current meta a lot of force buys coming up, even if the bomb plant isn't there, but Ski Clan are not buying to that, or not buying into that methodology. And, well, as a result, it's probably going to be an easy 9th for Last Pug. Unless CS Cap, Eagle, they'll get some headshots, and then we'll have a round on our hands. Seen it happen many a time before. Bibby spots the head, takes care of Sousa. Make it yeah, he does. CS Captain's gone as well, so no dramatics in this one. Just the 2 Glocks left for Captain Lindquist and Val, and now only Captain Lindquist. Trying to slip. Oh no! He was trying to go in the vent, and he missed his pathing and walks out into the open. Sput's like, okay, I'll take it. That's unfortunate. 9-5 in favor of Last Pug. Here comes round number 15 and a chance for Last Pug to get a 10th on the board. This would be the ultimate punish, by the way, if they win this round. They're on the bonus. They got the 2 MP9s, the 3 A1Ss, and if they're able to win cleanly, that means you build up an economic foundation. You don't really have to worry about the next one in terms of your buy-up, and Ski Clan are reeling. Sure, they'll have the full loss bonus coming in, not the next round, but the round after that. They want a round, and Cyborg at least gets the opener for them. Although, you see the damage done. Cyborg at 42 and Val at 60. It's still a precarious 5v4 advantage. Spud watching from heaven. Now leans in towards the A side as Ski Clan have not committed just yet, but they've got presence outside, presence in lobby, and there's that pincer from outside. Sousa finding Prodigy. Spud only gets 1, and this is all Ski Clan in the round. Zeller, last one available, will at least get 1, but he's going to have to fade through the smoke. He knows it. There's too much presence on the other side of it, so if he's going to have a chance of getting through here, it'll probably be wrapping around into Mini, or going up into heaven, or maybe even doubling back and trying to get the element of surprise there. It will be the double back. Still, I think this might be the worst of the 3 choices because there's going to be a player watching here. Is that your last known position? CS Captain waiting, tucked in towards Squeaky. Zeller, likely a dead man. Yeah, there it is. He was still clearing the angle, but CS Captain was too ready for that. 6th round on the board there for Ski Clan. Well, it's just the bonus round, though, for Last Pug. They could invest into an AWP in this round, and then go for FAMASas and M4s around it. Or they could half buy. Play it cautiously, and then you'll get a much more comfortable buy in the next. And with this 3-round lead, they say, well, we are going to play it cautiously. Half buy is in. Pibby even making sure that, even foregoing the armor. Just the 5-7 to make sure there's enough money for the AWP in the following round. Nice nade toss onto CS Captain. Last pug, on the half buy, get the opening frag and an upgrade available on the ground. That'll be corralled by Zeller. Spud's going even further in. He wants to get in on a flank here. Was that spotted by Captain Lindquist? Didn't see it. Maybe not. I mean, you'd think he would tell the rest of his team. And Sausa gets caught with a 5-7 out of Pibby. 5v3 momentarily. Captain Lindquist will make it only a man advantage, but util in hand. Val, will he recover? He does. Prodigy gone. Still a chance for Spud, and he activates on that flank. Val deleted. AK recovered. 3v2 in favor of Last Pug, and now this gets very scary for Ski Clan. Even scarier, Captain Lindquist, a 1v3. He's got to beat on Zeller, so there's at least one under his belt, but Spud and Doob are unknowns, and unknown they will remain. Doob gets that last one onto Captain Lindquist. 10-6 in favor of Last Pug. That is fantastic for them. On a half buy, not even a full investment. So they have the money to back into here, and they don't even need it for two of the players who've got those AKs. Pibby grabs the AWP. That is phenomenal work from Last Pug. Now on the other side, Skeeb Clan not going to force up either. Playing it cautiously. They do get the hero Galil. There's a connection by Pibby through the box, and a clean one onto Sausa. Nade? Will it get Val? No. Val doesn't walk forward enough. So he stays alive a little bit longer. Pibby tries to end that, but it'll be Prodigy to take care of it. Spud onto Cyborg. This round is a non-starter for the Skeeb Clan. Where is it? Captain Lindquist. Hand delivered. Frag from Spud, but unfortunately for him, he is now the last one standing. Odds of success decrease, and Doob just running and gunning, taking care of Captain Lindquist and shooting the body as he goes. 11-6 in favor of Last Pug, 2 rounds away from getting to a 5-5 record and keeping their playoff hopes alive. That being said, I mean, Skeeb Clan, even if they lose this one, still a chance at playoffs, but it decreases substantially with having those 6 losses on there. They would need to win out, I think, the rest of the season to make it into playoffs. Is this a best of 1? Yes, it is. Absolutely. Alrighty then. Round number 18. Skeeb Clan backs against the wall. Need a round victory here. Loss bonus sitting at 2,900. So if they don't win this round and don't get a bomb plant, the buy-up is going to be very rough. And the following. Spud. Outside of Squeaky, and Pibby is waiting and looking in towards Trophy. Skeeb Clan heading in this direction too. Pibby could get one and just fade into the B side. Doesn't hit the shot. Throws the incendiary afterwards to buy himself a little bit more time. Needs to be careful now. Oh, did he connect on a shot there? No, that must have been somewhere else, right? I don't know. Maybe it was a connection. Either way, he'll eventually fall back. It's certainly not enough damage for him to justify sticking around, as the opening frag is found elsewhere, but from Prodigy, who gets his 22nd. Doob, playing from heaven, spots out the players, throws the flashbang to support Spud, and Spud will deliver only 1, although Doob activates for 2 more. Cyborg and Sausa, his victims. Captain Lindquist, again the last one standing, gets the headshot onto Zeller, but he's going to be overwhelmed. There's just too many angles to check. Eventually, Doob is going to pop out from heaven and will get damage done. Not the frag just yet. Captain Lindquist managed to thread one more through, but it will be Pibby to end it with the AWP. The big green ringing true, 12-6. In favor of Last Pug, they have 6 opportunities to wrap up this match. And as mentioned, the buy-up, not going to be the greatest here for Skeeb Clan. In fact, a little bit better than I thought it would be. You have the Galil and the AK still in the mix, but yeah, a couple of Mac 10s and a Scout around that. The biggest problem is the util. That is very limited on a map where, I mean, every map you need util, but Nuke in particular is just so much space to be taken. And you can't really work outside without smokes. That's why you've seen them go towards inner. Zeller waiting for this one, though. There's one. Spam through the smoke, connecting for more damage. Prodigy on the crossfire, and Prodigy looking to rack up a few more. Only gets one, though, but the rest of his squad will ring true, and that'll do it. Last pug off of Zeller's 2K. An incredible performance from Prodigy. 114 ADR and a 23-11 record, followed by Spud J at 18-11, 102 ADR. Will take it. They jump to 5-5 on the season and are very much in playoff contention. That is a team to keep an eye on, folks. I'll tell you that as you go into the latter part of this season. And on the other side, Skeep Clan, I mean, it was a rocky start. You had that 5-round run where they're like having a decent recovery and you thought, okay, maybe something can happen through here, but unfortunately, that's really all they get. Another round sprinkled in there on their defense, on their attacking side, but their T side was much more lackluster and less composed than the side of Last Bug. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our ESEA main match. We will have our ESEA intermediate match, which will feature CHAOZ Esports versus the Gentlemen in a little bit, but before then, a break.
Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter, commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, why you sit around and waste your time? And find that I left my distractions behind. I will be in the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, why you sit around and waste the time? Stuck in the backseat and told to drive. 'Cause 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 that's so overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last day night. My old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
Here's to the challengers. The ones who don't just settle for decent ELO, but hunger for something more. The ones who don't just queue for another match, but prepare for war. You can doubt them, overlook them, count them out, but you can't stop them.
Now I'm with Dupree, who I can see has got tears.
Because they're the ones who practice while others sleep, strategize while others joke, and climb while others stand still. They feel the pressure, the nerves, the weight of every round, but they embrace it. While others play for fun, they play for legacy. Because in this game, every official matters. Every round has a story, and every player has a choice to stay in the comfort of matchmaking or to take the leap.
Let's go.
This is ESEA League, where challengers take their first step.
Welcome back to ESEA League Season 54 coverage, guys. I am JRT, and we're heading into our final match of the day. It is going to be CHAOZ Esports up against the Gentlemen. And CHAOZ Esports, coming off of a Season 53 playoff qualification in Intermediate, they went 8-6 and 1-2 in the playoffs. Not the most success in the playoffs, but certainly well on their way to qualifying again here in Season 54 with a 6-3 record. I think they may already be locked in, or they will be locked in certainly with a win here, and that'll help their seeding as well. The more wins you get in the tail end, the better for you. And over on the Gentlemen side, they are not out of that conversation. 5-4, so a win here would go a very long way for them qualifying for those playoffs. Last season, unfortunately, they did not make it, finished 5-9. So we'll see if CHAOZ Esports or the Gentlemen can make their playoff dreams come true. On the CHAOZ Esports side, obviously, it's a little bit closer than the Gentlemen at this stage. Talking about the individuals now for each side. If you look at that previous matchup for the Gentlemen, Zumo was their top frag with 16 frags and top ADR player as well at 106.9 ADR. And then you look at the previous matchup before that, Zumo also was very strong. The reason I highlight him is because I think consistency-wise, he's one of the better players available here. On the Gentlemen, had 16 frags in the previous matchup and a 70.9 ADR, but the top fragger was Disc, 20 frags and 87.5 ADR. So I'd say those two are probably the ones to watch, with honorable mention to Zan Goblin, who had 19 frags up against Only Toms. What a name. Anyway, 11-13 was that loss, though, to Only Toms for the Gentlemen. And the last match they played actually a 4-13 loss. So haven't had the most success on their side. And in fact, are riding a bit of a losing streak, 3-game losing streak on their side. So a win would be very much appreciated if you look over at the Gentlemen. Now let's switch gears and check out CHAOZ Esports. So far in this season, it's been mostly wins, obviously, as you can tell. I mean, that's stating the obvious, of course. But over the last 4, it's been 3 wins for them up against Vadi Sodas, Sesu Block, Sorry, I had to pronounce that. It's just BLCK. And then had that win. The loss was against Greg's New Cut. So Greg's new cut, a little too strong. Over on the individuals to highlight here for CHAOZ Esports. First off, I would say Beast Mode. A couple of maps ago, up against he was very key in a tightly contested 13-11 win. And he had 22 frags and a 99.5 ADR, followed closely by Helm, 21 frags and 94.8 ADR. And then you look at the previous matchup that they played, it was Drotex, 22 frags. Beast Mode still had a decent performance, 13 frags and a 76 ADR, but Drotex was unbelievable, 112.5 DAR. And then it was very key, of course, in a 13-9 win up against CHAOZ Block. Those are your players to keep an eye on, folks. And I would say probably leaning more towards the side of CHAOZ Esports in this one. Let's check out the veto and see which map we're going to end up on, and if it's a map that both these teams have played recently. Yes, I mean, you look at CHAOZ Esports, they just had a win on Ancient, 13-11. That was the matchup on their side, and then played against CHAOZ Block on Mirage, winning 13-9 there. And then looking over at the side of the Gentlemen, they did play it, as mentioned, as well, 13-11 loss on their side. That was the only Tom's matchup. So both these teams having very tightly contested affairs on a map that now has a night mode. I'm really excited about that, actually. Just to talk about the previous match as well for the Gentlemen, it was on Dust 2. That was the 4-13 loss. But yeah, Ancient night mode is really cool. I think night modes have been around throughout all of Counter-Strike, usually as custom maps that you go on to when you want a change of pace, but to see it officially supported now by Valve and, you know, being able to jump onto the map, whether it be day or night, is really, really cool. And it adds a neat element. I believe it's raining in the night mode as well. I haven't played it myself. Haven't even had a chance yet because it's been non-stop casting on my side. But it's going to be the day mode. I would love to see night mode Ancient work its way into competition. I hope it's embraced. Being able to play both versions of the map and not knowing which one you're going to get would be even cooler. Anyway, 1-0 on the knife round here for CHAOZ Esports as they take it. Obviously, that scoreline doesn't matter, just they get the knife round. And they will go on CT side, folks. Checking out the chat, see who you're cheering for. King Dro. Dro, let's go. Woo Only Toms. Got an Only Toms fan in there from the previous matchup I mentioned where Only Toms were victorious over the Gentlemen. All right, we got Drotex fans, though. His fan club is ready. And he is a player that's also good to go behind Beast Mode. Both those highlighted as players to watch. Ancient on the docket. Drotex goes for an early engagement outside of Jag and takes a little bit of damage. Still gonna be good to go, of course. Helm on the other side, and Donut, I think ISO's trying to bait out a fight, and he does, and they make him overlook Helm. Oh, beautifully done, Helm. Going to get the 2 count, the Zumo and Disc. Drotex finds Wiki as well, and it's only Stellans up against 3 players to try and clutch this out. Love the bait that ISO was able to pull off there to allow, to force the Gentleman to overlook Donut. As Beast Mode gets the last onto Stellans, that will do it. Just checking out the overall rosters to confirm that there are no subs this time, folks. We have Helm, Beast Mode, Drotex. Don't have Certified, though. Certified not here. Instead, it's going to be KP4K. KP4K did play in that previous matchup as well, though, and I think Certified was in there as well. Anyway, either way, not always going to have the same starting 5 at this level of play. KP4K going to get the opener onto Disc. And CHAOZ Esports off this early start. It's going to be a clean anti-eco. KP4K looking for the quad. Anti-eco ace would be something to celebrate, of course, but he won't get it. ISO going to steal that one away, and Beast Mode gets the last. So all 5 players survive for CHAOZ Esports. The Gentlemen get wiped off the board. Yeah, looking at the Gentleman roster from the previous match compared to this one. Zumo Disc, Stellans, Wiki, and Zan Goblin. So we got the same 5 players as were present throughout the previous matches. Helmo, he is so sexy, says Lake Divider. Got a Helmo fan, drone number 1. Postmaster Flex in chat, and good luck, have fun from Mavroza. Alrighty. Back into the action here. The guns are out. 4 AKs and the Galil for the gentleman. And then we got the MP9s and the A1S carried over for CHAOZ. This is a bonus round in every sense of the word. Zumo. Waiting inside this smoke for a little bit longer. It's going to fade away now. Good flashbang toss. Helmo capitalizes on that. Zumo gets 2 on forward, though. Helmo and Drotex gone. This is the best chance for the gentleman to strike back with a round victory, given the limited buy-up for CHAOZ Esports on this bonus. KP4K, can he strike with the MP9? Almost. Zumo surviving with 13 HP gives them a 2-man edge, and that could be enough, unless Beast Mode lives up to his namesake. There's the first. Sand Goblin tagged down to 59, and there's the second for Beast Mode. Takes a lot of damage in that one. Flashed out, but ISO supporting, and Beast Mode gets 3. ISO with 1. They do get the bonus round. Tons of money in the bank. They are flush with cash, and a 3rd round available for them heading into the 4th. They'll be able to buy up and still have a decent bank account for pretty much everyone. Maybe Helmo will be a little more limited, and Drotex as well. But, I mean, you got 7.9K on Beast Mode, 5.4 for ISO. KP4K still looking pretty good at 2,300. On the other side, the gentlemen have to go for an eco. 3 Tech 9s, 2 Deagles. CHAOZ Esports going to deploy a ton of utility. The Incendiary is out 3 of them, 1 for mid, 2 for the B ramp. Really trying to apply the pressure here towards the gentleman. Drotex already leaning out of Jag. KP4K spamming through from long B. Hoping to connect with something. As it stands right now, he won't know whether he's done any damage. Goes into the back lines. Smoke goes up for short B, so he goes into long. Only flash is left for the gentleman, so it's going to be open fights for KP4K. Gets 1. 1 player slips past. He's probably going to calm that. The reinforcements are arriving. KP4K still has the only frag. And look at this. Disc and Stellan's going to get 3 combined. 3 unanswered frags as that bomb gets planted. The Tech 9 ringing true. Helmo, what do you got? Nothing. Stellan's a 3K now, and Zen Goblin the last with the Deagle. That is a very, very nice eco round. 4 players survive. 4 free upgrades off the ground. 2 of them AKs, 2 A1Ss, and only Wiki has to buy up. That is an instant boom to the economy of the gentleman. And on the CHAOZ Esports side, they're still able to buy up here. They're still going to get rifles for everyone, but the util will be the problem. That's going to be a lot more limited, so they can't deploy it as aggressively as they did in that previous round. And it's honestly surprising that they were overrun so easily because the information was there. They had that first engagement, the opening frag, reinforcements were called over to the B site. It's just that the Tech 9 somehow slipped through and somehow ended up being overlooked in that situation. Good on the gentleman to apply the pressure and push the angles, which CHAOZ Esports clearly weren't expecting. Round number 5. Already, I mean, you see it. CHAOZ Esports only 3 pieces of util left because you have to deploy so much in the opening round just to keep the T's at bay. And the gentlemen have 5 pretty much full belts. See if they end up using it. Beast mode. A1S over at Big Box. Spots a player. Hits the shots but takes half of his health as damage. Incendiary toss forward. Zumo's going to have to back off of this for the time being. A flashbang thrown out. Beast mode flushed out himself by the Molotov. Has to be careful not to go into donut because someone's waiting for him there. ISO and Beast Mode trying to set up here towards the back of A site, but ISO's gone and Beast Mode maybe soon to follow. Beast Mode still gets 1 before he falls to the nade of Wiki. And as it stands throughout all that chaos, it'll be a 3v2 in favor of the gentleman. KP4K and Drotex still want to try for this. Oh, Wiki caught looking the wrong way. Manages to flick and do damage to KP4K. We're down to a 2v2 and now a 2v1. The Gentlemen trying to recover, and they absolutely will. Zumo, a 4-piece on the board. Second round found for the Gentlemen, and their engines are starting to rev up. No more money available for CHAOZ Esports to go for a buy up into this round. Likely going to be just a half buy at most. Maybe they just want to make sure that they get that AWP out in the next round. Beast Mode did buy the armor, but now he sold it as they call the timeout to talk things over and see how they're going to deploy this cash. But that is phenomenal for the Gentlemen. Already talked about it. I mean, CHAOZ Esports, the favorite coming into this, sitting at a 6-3 record on the season. They're riding the win streak. The Gentlemen, the results have been more down than up lately on that 3-game losing streak. A lot more desperate for a win, and maybe we're seeing that desperation come through on the server. Whereas CHAOZ Esports know, hey, we lose this one, we still got another couple of cracks at it to make the playoffs and secure that spot. More than a couple. But you guys get my drift. All right. Tactical timeout. Likely going to expire soon, unless this became a tech timeout while I was talking. And in fact, it may be, because that little clock in the middle is still full blue. And if it were just a standard tactical timeout, it would be slowly turning white. It is not. Well, either way, it ends. So, tactical timeout is over. CHAOZ Esports, or maybe did they both call one? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Either way, round number 6 will be coming through. And there won't be much of an investment at all here for CHAOZ Esports. They just bought that singular smoke that Drotex throws immediately, and Beast Mode has the 5-7. Stacking up on B. Probably going for some aggression out of Jag. 3 players in that position. See when they decide to push out. I think we had a disconnect. Or the HUD is up to some funny business. We have one player sitting around in spawn tonight. Hopefully that's the case. Anyway, it's been reset. We're good. Beast Mode gets the opener, guys. That's the 5-7, finding 1. The AK is picked up, but I'm not sure how much that's going to mean as Stellans collects a couple of scalps. ISO and KP4K gone. Wiki. Flashbang tossed forward. The Gentlemen readjusting their efforts, realizing the stack is onto the B site. They're just going to head to A. Will there be anyone to greet them? Beast Mode with the AK would be the most potent piece. You kind of want to carry that into the next round, though, so I'm not sure how much he wants to engage here. Deep into Temple is a risk, and that will be the avenue he decides to take. Beast Mode. Just posted up. Good in this fight. Has a shadow advantage, and he pre-fires, but not on the mark. Stellans will find that as well. He's got all the frags so far. Could even get the ace. But Disc pops around the corner while he's reloading and says, no. No ego boost for you. I take the 5th frag. The Gentlemen will take a 3rd overall, though. Heading into round number 7. Now CHAOZ will have the guns back. I believe the AWP can be afforded. Yes, absolutely. That's what Beast Mode is going to be rocking and rolling with. Has been playing towards the A site. I imagine he's going to post up with it at A as well, and that is the case. You'll see it going into mid, but they want those rifles, and the utility along with the bullets are strong. Helmo dropping Wiki, although ISO pays the price in blood, down to 17 HP. Stellans and the rest of the Gentlemen looking to set up for a B hit. The problem is they've lost mid control, so now you have to be careful of lane, Jag, cave, and long B as you make your approach. A lot of angles to clear, and they will get one. Long B gone. KP4K deleted, and no one's really in cave. I mean, Jortex could be there soon, but he's trying to take the forward fight from Jag. Both players not looking too great. The nade, oh, it bounces in Stellan's direction. That'll give Jortex a chance to pop out, and he punishes. 4v3 advantage, but the bomb will be planted out in the open. ISO, along with Helmo, looking to work the site here. Even trade. So still an advantage, but that is now lost. Zen Goblin spots out ISO as the smoke fades away. Beast Mode and Drotex, last two standing. Beast Mode's gone. Drotex, 6 HP and a prayer in a 1v2 clutch attempt, but they know where he is. So the chance of success is very, very low. He has to be razor sharp on the shots and hits it through the wall. That's certainly one way to do it. No kit, though. Is there one on the ground? I don't think so. Yeah, no time, no kit. So it will be the round going the way of the gentleman. Great work from Zan Goblin and Disc to convert this one, but no one survives the round. The bomb takes care of that. So a fourth round hard fought by the gentleman despite losing the first body. They recover in the post plant. Eighth round of play. CHAOZ Esports on the half buy. 3 MP9s, the Deagle, and the 5.7. These can be very potent. Have to be careful for the aggression here if you're the gentleman. Beast Mode down to 45 HP. He's been exposed, has to win the straight up fight. He will do that. Stellan's gone. Doesn't realize Zumo's already behind him though. So still good work from Beast Mode because he gets a lot of information for his squad, knowing that another player is towards A. Although how valuable is that in the end? Because the gentlemen haven't committed to this site at all. The bomb is still outside of T-Spawn. That being said, CHAOZ Esports are going to move it into their crosshairs. Maybe. KP4K wants to take the aggressive fight. Catch the player with the util in his hands. And that's Disc gone. 4v3 now. Another man advantage for CHAOZ Esports to work with. And now it's a 2-man edge. Upgrade. Hand it to Helmo. Zang Goblin. And Wiki. Not really grouped up here. It's kind of an individual fight for Zan Goblin if he goes for it. Which he will. Sure, I'm a fan of that. Yeah, no, the flashbang forcing him back. It's individual fights, so there's no trades available. So both players could go down without anything happening for the gentleman. KP4K, advantage there, and we'll win it. Wiki gone. Upgrade for him as well. 2 AKs. Picked up by CHAOZ, and the round feels like it's already over. Zang Goblin will fall anyway. KB4K finds that, and a third AK available. Yes! 4! All 4 picked up off the ground. CHAOZ Esports only have to invest in 1 gun. We talked about economic boons. That is 1 now for the side of CHAOZ Esports. Gentlemen had one earlier in the round when they won on their eco, and CHAOZ Esports gets the half-buy win. So far, a very tightly contested affair here. Quick push out towards mid. Who's going to win the duels? Back and forth they go. It's Helmo with a 3K. Finally silenced by Stellan's AK. But it will be a 3v2 advantage gained off of that effort. Wiki and Stellan's grouping up together this time. Heading into A main. Beast Mode. He's been quiet for a while. He's looking for an opportunity to make himself heard and seen, but it won't be here. Stellan spots him playing anti-flash, and now a bomb plant likely on the cards. Drotex could deny this, actually. Does he? He gets 1. The bomb plant does go down, but it's all up to Stellan's now in a 1v2. He's got the chance to isolate a couple of fights. He's going to try to do so. Pushing it to Donut, taking the initiative, wins the fight with Drotex, knows KP4K has to be somewhere around here, looks in the right direction, and Stellan's the clutch again! A 4K on the round, 14-6. He has the team in his backpack and is carrying them on his shoulders. What an effort from him. 5-4 for the gentleman. Hanging around, hanging in there. Continuing to apply the pressure against the CHAOZ Esports side that did have the advantage. 3-0 in their favor before we got to this point for the gentleman. We can bring up the scoreboard and see exactly how this went down. Yeah, it was 3 in a row for CHAOZ Esports at the beginning, and now 5 of the last 6 going the way of the gentleman. Zumo gets dinked down to 58, though. A little more aggression from Beast Mode into A main. He wants to chomp down on some frags. Still a lot of time left in this round. He's going to pace himself. Helmo and Drotex. Towards mid. Helmo will be first point of contact. Hopping around, won't get anything. Zumo and Stellan's a very nice 1-2 setup to get rid of him. Drotex does get the response with the AWP. Now he falls back momentarily. Goes back to throw the smoke, and then the nade to break it. Won't spot anything though. Zen Goblin, although the X-ray may be deceitful, or deceptive, I should say. Deceitful. But he was already going towards that B site. Zen Goblin, a little bit of spam connecting, but he takes the worst of it in terms of the engagement. That being said, they gain the space, and another frag coming around onto KP4K. 4v3 in favor of the Gentleman, which will be brought down to 3v3. Beast Mode wants to activate. He'll only get one, though. Great response from Disc on the 2K. Drotex with the op, misses the shot. He's going to be swung on and then misses the second as well. Only ISO left and nothing he can possibly do. Too many bodies to find and not enough time to do it. 6-4 for the Gentlemen, who finally pull away from CHAOZ Esports for their first 2-round lead of the map. Honestly, couldn't have come at a better time, because you're seeing CHAOZ Esports struggling to manage their economy at this point. I feel like they could have gone for a full invest, or at least a heavier investment in this round, if you look at the amount of money they have, but going cautiously isn't necessarily a bad idea, because they did win in a half by previously. That was their 4th round victory. Maybe this will yield similar results. Only 2 pieces of util left here after that early volley. Nade and a smoke. That means it'll have to be the MP9s. Put in positions to try and surprise the Gentleman. Two players for the Gentleman outside of B, the other 3 looking for some mid and a main control. Zang Goblin punishes ISO as soon as he heads down that ramp. So there's one piece off the board. KP4K. Here's the bullets being volleyed off towards that B site. So maybe he pushes out with the MP9. He's thinking about it. For now, he's just going to take this forward-facing fight should anyone cross over around Jaguar. Molotov towards B. 47 seconds left. Zang Goblin connected on for a bit of damage. The Deagle from Drotex doing the work. The nades don't really hit the mark. Drotex does go down. It will be the bullets, though, that finish him off. Zumo taking care of KP4K. And this half-buy doesn't appear to be yielding too much, at least not yet. Beast Mode, are you going to start a conversation here? AK upgrade. No kit available for CHAOZ, so if they're going to go for it, it has to be fast. Just feel like that AK is too valuable. And probably Helmo's just going to play Guardian here to make sure that AK can go towards CT. And that's exactly the case. They are saving the guns. The Gentlemen extend their lead to 3, up 7-4 now. See a lot of CHAOZ Esports fans in the chat. Any Gentlemen fans cheering on your teammates? Or I should say teammates, your favorite players? Or maybe teammates too, if you're a bench player. Always important. Be cheering on the squad, even if you're not on the server. 12th and final round of play here in this first half. Drotex has been fairly silent. That's a stark contrast to his previous performance up against Sesu Block on Mirage, where he had 22 frags and 112 DAR. Maybe he's just decided. Beast Mode will get the opener, but immediately traded by Zumo, and the util sails in. That 2 smokes for the same angle? Yes, it is. Gotta be careful, the Gentlemen. Use those smokes wisely. And they do that. At least now they've reacted and thrown that donut smoke. This is actually a brilliant play from the gentleman. They gain all that space towards B. Zan Goblin calls it out. Zumo getting frags here is even better because CHAOZ are probably going to be sold in the fact that gentlemen are going to this side. No, they actually realize off of that it is the fake. Great awareness. So they're going to activate towards the B site and prevent the bomb from crossing over, at least for the time being. ISO catches Zumo. Helmo gets disc. This is a phenomenal reaction from CHAOZ. Realizing what is afoot just off of that one piece that was spotted towards A. Zan Goblin and Wiki now in a man disadvantage situation. CHAOZ trying to pull it back, and they almost will. Now only Zan Goblin standing in their way. Zan Goblin hovering around long B, gets ISO down to 12 HP. Has to be perfect. Needs the headshot into Drotex. Drotex also doesn't have the kit, so he's going to have to take a quick fight. Needs to swing. Needs to find it. Drotex will. There is time for the 10-second defusal as well. And it will be a 5th round secured by CHAOZ Esports heading into the second half. That is a good round to find because it really felt like if the gentlemen get an 8, they could very well have run away with things. But we go back to the back and forth seesaw ride that this match has been so far. Oh, we lost someone on the server, so I can check out the chat, see what's happening here. I see some hell no's. Is that saying that there are no fans allowed for the gentleman? Anyway, I see Ty Bear saying Zan Goat. There we go. Gentleman fan there. Stellans is Goat. True, though. As Lake Divider. Yeah, Stellan's doing pretty well for himself. 14 and 8 right now, 140 DAR. That is a solid performance as we wait for this player to come back and rejoin on the CHAOZ Esports side. How you doing, chat? Liking the night mode Ancient? Have you guys played that yet? I haven't had a chance. I am very much looking forward to jumping into it, though. I love the lighting in night mode maps, and that one looks to be quite beautiful. Looks like we have everyone back into the server for CHAOZ Esports, so we'll be underway with this pistol round. All right, here we go. Round number 13, but the first round of the second half. Stellans, along with Wiki, rocking that util, 2 nades in the flashbang, and on the other side, CHAOZ Esports, only a couple of pieces of utility. It's actually an interesting trend. I've noticed that there was a moment when T-sided teams were starting to invest in a lot more util and sacrificing the armor, and now that's kind of changing towards only a couple of pieces of util again, which was the meta for a very, very long time. Just want that extra armor, which helps you up against the USPs, at least if the chest is what you're hitting. But usually you're aiming for those headshots. That being said, CHAOZ Esports going to work their way in towards this A side, and they find the first frag. Bomb planted, 5v4 post-plant, only 1 casualty before it goes down. So this is technically a retake setup for the gentleman, and they do have the kit to allow them the time and the space to work with. Good flashbang, and they get 2 off of it. Zumo and Stellans working around here, doing all the fragging. Zumo at 3k. Beast mode, last one. Needs to pop off. Zumo with the kit, trying to defuse it. Beast mode, oh my goodness, the damage that was done was immense. But he's unable to convert on either of the frags. Zan Goblin and Stellans limp out of the round with 2 and 18 HP respectively. But limping is better than falling. 8-5 in favor of the gentlemen. They extend their lead again back to 3 and looking for the biggest lead of the day with a round victory here. That was a bomb plant for CHAOZ, and they don't force off of it. That is very unusual. I would say 99% of the time teams are forcing. Now, even, I mean, obviously it's not 100 because CHAOZ didn't. But, all right, Zumo going to get himself a couple of frags here. The gentleman won't be able to deny the bomb plant, though, so this is mission accomplished for CHAOZ Esports. Anything more is a bonus. Disc takes care of ISO, and Beast Mode along with Drotex likely going to fall through this smoke. Beast Mode does get one, but he's traded back forward, and that will be it. So another bomb plant gives you a much stronger buy up here for CHAOZ, so I guess I understand the decision making in that regard, but it will cost them another round. 9-5 in favor of the gentlemen who are looking to hit double digits, and again, they take that biggest lead of the night, at least in the series. Zan Goblins, my goat, says Silly Kitten. Got a Helmo fan in Bloomingdale. All right, back to the action. Zumo and Disc. Nades are out. Can they connect for damage? Not really. CHAOZ Esports really would like to get around here, and it starts with a frag, but Zumo, I mean, unbelievable stuff. I feel like he's on the scoreboard every single round, and I mean, the scoreline tells the same story. 21-10. Zumo coming out of nowhere. Popping off here on Ancient, finally shut down by ISO. Zan Goblin looks to go for the trade, but can't do it, so he's just going to have to fall back and deal with this man disadvantage. That being said, look where Stellans is. Stellans trying to activate on the flank. Will not be able to do so. No frag comes through, tries to throw the nade in, and that will connect for a ton of damage on the Helmo. Disc overlooked. Disc gonna get one. Zan Goblin the other one. It's down to a man advantage for the gentleman. Only briefly, Helmo makes it back down to even numbers, but still, this was looking like the gentleman had it under lock and key. And CHAOZ Esports trying to power their way back into it. Beast Mode will get Zan Goblin, but Stellans trades it back. Stellans in a 1v1 now with Beast Mode. He's got the HP advantage. A little bit of util, but not as much as Beast Mode. It's all about the guessing game. Does Stellans look the right way? Is he clear in the correct spot? He does not! Beast Mode finds a 2K, and there we go. CHAOZ Esports are on the board for a 6th. Their first round in this second half. Both teams going to have some buy-ups here. A little more scrappy on the side of the gentleman. 2 FAMASs, an MP9, an A1, and A4, excuse me. And the AWP for Stellans. Stellans and Zumo have been the showstoppers here for the gentleman. CHAOZ Esports can find a way to shut them down. It'll be very good news. And there goes Zumo. Traded out 1-for-1. Wiki strikes true with the FAMAS. And then throws the nade into Cave to try and keep CHAOZ Esports at bay. No one's there, of course, but still wanted to make sure that he had the space to move up a little bit more forward. And all 3 players, the gentleman, now leaning into the B site. CHAOZ Esports could go to A and find an open bomb site, but it's quickly realized by Stellans that this may not be the finish for CHAOZ. Both teams trying to read the other and take the correct course of action. That Molotov will force the gentleman to hang back a little bit longer. It's CHAOZ Esports just biding their time. Looking to play the mind games here with the gentleman. Throw a couple of pieces of utility into mid. And that's just to try and draw the rotations, which was successful. So now they can go to a B site that only features 1 player in Wiki. Oh no. Not like this. ISO has disconnected from the server at a critical juncture for CHAOZ. Look, they can still win the round, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. Man advantage handed to the gentleman. Thanks to some shoddy internet, Wiki will make it a 2-man edge. Only Drotex left. And Drotex pulls up the util at the worst time. Wiki the 3K. And the disconnect costs CHAOZ Esports ISO out of the server. And a timeout required. That is a gut-wrenching occurrence. You hate to have it happen. I mean, I just assumed it was internet. It could have been a PC crash, but still, one or the other. That timing sucks. That is Just plain bad. All right, well, as we wait for the return of ISO, CHAOZ Esports certainly a little bit frustrated looking at their economy. You can get a hero AK in the mix here. I think the full loss bonus is still pretty much in effect because they only won that one round and now they're immediately reset. Or perhaps will be in the following round, so you can justify a heavier investment on at least one player. The Gentleman, on the other hand, yeah, not too stabilized economy-wise, but those two AKs are very potent to have in your hands on the defensive end. Hearing a little bit of typing in the server, so the longer this takes, the more I suspect an internet issue has come through here for ISO. We'll see. Could just be that the players are reading up and the HUD's going to update in a little bit, guys, and we'll find out that ISO's back here and ready to go. As we wait for updates, I think I might have one, maybe? No, don't have any updates yet. But I will let you guys know once we have information as to what is going on here. How you feeling about the new animations, chat? You liking them? I love them personally. A lot of them remind me of the old 1.6 or Source animations, which is cool. I mean, as someone who has played both of those versions of the game, maybe a little bit of nostalgia hitting, but I also think they're clean, especially the pistols. Having empty pistol animations, like when you're at 0 bullets left in the magazine and you have that full slide throwback. I don't know how to call it, what to call it, but essentially when the slide flips forward, it's pretty cool on all of the pistols. I think I just heard that we'll be back into the action soon, and that is indeed the case. ISO has returned. In the chat, CS2 crashes way too often. I don't know if I'm just lucky, but I've never had a crash in CS2 once, and I play a lot of Counter-Strike. I wonder if it's down to which processor you have, whether it's AMD or Intel, and which generation of processor you have. I think I'm running a 5800X at the moment. Who knows? I am curious, though, because I know it's an issue. I've seen players crash out on a lot of matches. Anyway, we're back into the action here. ISO's back. KP4K gets the opener, but it cost them a lot of health. 3 players hovering around that half health mark, and Stellan's going to ensure that one of them have 0. Helmo's gone. Breaking open the smoke, or trying to. Isn't successful in doing that. KP4K has managed to recover an AK. So it's just the eco round from CHAOZ. Trying to string together a heroic round victory. Really bring things back into contention for them. Unfortunately for them, Zumo is proving to be a powerhouse. 23rd frag on the board. KP4K will get the bomb plant. Zumo's allowing it. Reinforcements will be called over. They care more about the round victory, and there we go. Wiki with the touchdown. Then the FAMAS takes care of business, and Zumo, of course, adds the icing on the cake with his 24th frag of the map. 11th round taken by the Gentleman. A 5-round lead over the favorites, CHAOZ Esports. CHAOZ Esports riding a high coming into this matchup. A 2-game win streak, the opposite for the Gentleman. 3-game losing streak. Maybe, just maybe, the fact is that the Gentlemen are a little hungrier for victory here. The nade stack for mid. No one there on the receiving end for CHAOZ. Guns are out. Hope remains. But it could be quickly dwindling if CHAOZ Esports don't find an opener here. And they won't. Disc. is the one to connect first from Cubby into mid, and then he backs off afterwards. His mission has been accomplished. They don't have to be aggressive anymore, having made it a 5v4. CHAOZ Esports do get it back. Great shot from Drotex, threading the needle onto Wiki. Smokes are out. CHAOZ are just going to execute off of that, and I can't blame them. They've got the space. I have to be careful about Cave. It's not clear, and there's the spam through the smoke. A little bit of luck going a long way for Disc. Drotex does get the immediate trade on Zumo, so Cave now cleared out. They're not aware of that fact, though, so they still have to be careful because they haven't sent a body in that direction. I think that's what they're trying to do with ISO. It's exactly the case. ISO wants to make sure that this position won't be a threat for them anymore. Zan Goblin and Stellan's looking for frags, but ISO will not clear it out. Zan Goblin takes out KP4K, and Drotex only gets one before Zan Goblin puts a bullet right through his head. 2K for Zan Goblin, 2 for Disc, and the Gentlemen are up 12-6 with 6 opportunities to close out this map. Money will be okay for CHAOZ, so they got the bomb plant. That's what they've been doing pretty consistently on their T side. But they need the rounds. Now, more than ever, of course, because one more round loss, and this one is done. Over. In the books. CHAOZ will need to win 6 in a row and push it to overtime for a chance at victory. He does the early damage. Disc trying to get aggressive, and he does connect for a first frag. Will get traded, and Wiki falls as well. That is a ton of space towards the B side. Even more now, ISO. Making it work for his squad. Putting the pressure on here towards the Gentlemen, saying, we are not done yet. That being said, look who's still standing, folks. Zumo and Stellans. The strongest players on this map for the Gentlemen. 43 frags combined. Almost 44 there, but Stellan's whiffs on the shot. Will get the next one. ISO gone. Where's Zumo? Right by his side. Gonna try and tag team this. Tons of util available. In fact, they have the smoke to throw right onto the bomb. There's the flashbang out. One player at each angle for CHAOZ. Smoke thrown on that bomb. Now they can just try to defuse it. That's what Zumo's gonna try to do. That won't work. Not this time, says Drotex, as he finds the spam, the connection, and the round victory for CHAOZ Esports. They stay alive with a 7th round. Money is definitely there for the side of the Gentlemen. Take a little bit of creative accounting, but eventually with guns dropped here and there, they will have what they need. Stellans with the big green, 3 A4s, and the FAMAS. This is the big one, though, for CHAOZ. You win this, and then you might be looking at double digits and a real, legitimate chance of overtime. Helmo, though, gets the opener. A lot of health and damage taken, but Beast Mode gets the follow-up. Stellans manages to connect onto Beast Mode to bring things back within contention for the Gentlemen, but that's a fantastic start on the CHAOZ side to keep things alive. Uh-oh. That's not good, though. Wiki, with the FAMAS, gets the frag and an AK upgrade available for him. That being said, CHAOZ have taken the space into B, and we'll get another bomb plant. Incendiary thrown. Damage on for ISO is down to 10 HP now off of the spam through the smoke, but still alive. That's the important part. It's going to try and stabilize here. The smoke has faded. No util left aside from a lone flashbang. Wiki finds ISO trying to go for the wide swing. Stellans doesn't have to do it with the op, at least on that one, but does at the end onto Drotex. It will be the Gentlemen closing the door in CHAOZ Esports' face. 13-7. They get the win. They go to 6-4. Have to be happy with the result here, as now they are very much in playoff contention. And you look on the other side, CHAOZ Esports are too. I mean, they do lose here. The win streak ends, but they're sitting at 6-4 as well. So both these teams, not only, are they looking good throughout the season, but they may face off in the playoffs. I mean, I know there's a lot of teams in intermediate, so that seems maybe unlikely, but you never know what can happen. Either way, guys, that is going to wrap things up for us here in ESEA League Season 54. We had a couple of very nice matches, and congrats, of course, again to the Gentlemen for advancing or giving themselves a chance to advance further into the season, maybe make those playoffs. And on the other side, well, it's still a great effort from CHAOZ Esports, and I feel like maybe an off day for them, but overall, they've looked solid this season, so nothing to keep your heads down about. Keep your heads up and keep striving forward for your chance to make ESL Challenger League or perhaps even Pro League eventually. That's why you're here, that's why you're competing, and I hope all of you out there, if you don't have a team, go and sign up for the next season of ESEA League. That'll be season 55 coming up after this one wraps up. Anyway, guys, speaking of wrapping up, we are done here. It was an awesome night. Hope to see you next time as we've got more ESEA League Season 54 coverage coming at you. See you later.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems, 'cause I got no problem. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problem. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Feel like something new.